Hi guys, it's Tamra, the Judeo-Christian medium. Just before I get into it, I'll quickly explain what that means. I am a Jewish Christian medium, and what that means to me is I am trying through my mediumship to follow the suggestions of Jesus, who was Jewish, and to follow his suggestions before he was crucified, before the Bible was written. Okay, so that's enough about me. Before I get started, I have a lot of information, but I just want to introduce Miss Anna Nicole Smith. Yay! Hi, Anna. So I have Anna here. Guys, she's been with me for, I'm really bad with time, but I think it's been, she's saying like over a year. Yeah. She's been like incredibly patient. And she said, explain my shirt. Okay, no, I'll do that in just a minute. Okay, we're gonna argue. We argue a little bit. So I argue with my whole team. Anyway, so Anna Nicole is here, and I just want to describe how you came in, Anna. So she is sitting on the hood of a light blue, it's like a Cadillac. It's a light blue Cadillac convertible, and she's now taking up like this big space. So she's sitting on the hood, and she said it's not the hood. Sorry, it's like the back. Yeah, she's sitting. Oh no. Okay, and it's like she has she has like a weed in her mouth. It's really funny, and she's like going like that. She's like a Midwest farmer's daughter, and she has like a cowboy hat on, and she's wearing it looks like from the Wizard of Oz, like Dorothy's outfit. It's so funny. And oh my goodness. So now, hold on guys. I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to think of your name. Let me concentrate. It's Judy Garland is here with Anna Nicole, and they're saying it makes so much sense because of their lives. Their lives are intertwined. Okay. All right. So Judy Garland is sort of like off to the side. We have Anna here, and now guys, she is she's wearing a Dallas Cowboys uniform from like the 70s. So you can look that up. It's like a white vest with like a shirt tied, and then white shorts, and she's tan, and she has white cowboy boots on, and she has the beautiful blonde hair and red lipstick, and so she looks like voluptuous but not too heavy. And we've talked about this, so please don't think like I'm offending her about weight. She is talking about how she liked that weight when she was like voluptuous, not too heavy, not too thin. And she's saying right now that when she was younger, she was really skinny, and she liked being heavier as she got older because it changed how it changed who she felt she was. Like it was like she got to be like a different person. And she is saying that she could have actually modeled more if she had stayed thinner. But you know, she felt more comfortable being heavier. It was more fun, and she's fun, and it, you know, it became like who she was. Okay, so she's here in spirit, and Judy Garland. And okay, I also want to introduce my spiritual team, guys. So forgive me. I've got to take some breaths. There's a lot of energy as they're all here. So also, as we go along, I'm going to be explaining a lot about spirituality, and I'm going to be getting very in depth. And if that's not your thing, this might not be the video for you, because this is going to be long. Anna's been with me for a long time. I have a lot of notes, and she has a lot of messages. My spiritual team has messages, so let's just let me ground myself. Oh, I'm tired. Sorry, guys. It's very late. This is when it's easier for me to connect to spirit. So I'm just gonna show you my spiritual team, and we're going to thank them. First of all, I want to thank God, who is all around us, our creator. I can't even begin to explain that yet, but I'm still learning. But after God, I have Mother Mary on my right shoulder, Father Joseph on my left, and then I have, in a circle, it's like a close circle around me, I have Jesus to my right, who is my main. Jesus is a messenger. So like I said, when he was here, he was a medium and a messenger, and he was trying to just spread the messages of God. Simply put, that's originally his intent when he was Jesus. So we have Jesus. Next to Jesus, we have Archangel Michael, and that explains the t-shirt. Archangel Michael is our protector. He is also a tall white, and I'll get into that. That's his galactic influence, and he oversees and protects the American Navy, and it makes me feel very protected wearing this t-shirt. And that's a long, complicated story that I will get into. My team, Anna, and all of the starseeds, whether you all know it or not, if you're a starseed, you are part of the Galactic Federation, and especially these two circles that I'm talking about. So Archangel Michael, on my left of this circle, we have Archangel Metatron, and he just likes being called Metatron. And then we have, also to my left, Archangel Eric Medhus. Now, Archangel Eric Medhus is an archangel who helps me communicate to other souls. So without him, I couldn't do this work. Thank you. Oh yes, and thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Thank you, Metatron. Thank you, Eric Medhus. Thank you, Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel sits right in front of me, and I want to explain all of them, but I'll do that at another time. So in the second semicircle, we have, and I want to thank them. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. Thank you, Archangel Raphael. Thank you, Archangel Azrael. Thank you, Archangel Jophiel. Thank you, Archangel Uriel, which is me. I will explain that at another time too. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel. Now we're going to the left, which is very important spiritually, this circle and the center, but I'll explain that at another time. Thank you, Archangel Zadkiel. Thank you, Archangel Jeremiah. Thank you, Archangel Raguel. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel. Thank you, Archangel Ezekiel. Thank you, Archangel Haniel. And thank you, Archangel Daniel. I also want to thank the tall whites who are with me in spirit, the Pleiadians, and the Arcturians. And they're very important in this whole, this is all connected, and I'm going to do my best to explain it a little bit in this video, and you can watch other videos of mine, and forgive me for closing my eyes again. I need to do that to connect with them, and further videos that I'll be making about all of this. So before I start talking to Anna more, I just want to let you know that Anna Nicole Smith was when she was here, she is Pleiadian and Arcturian. So that makes her very sensitive and very creative, very loving. So if you mix those two, add in a touch of protectiveness. But she's like a love bug, guys. So please, you know, if you're younger and you don't know who Anna Nicole Smith is, and you're interested in this stuff and spirituality, you can watch. I'm going to put in the comment section. I'll put in some channels and videos where you can watch of her, and you will see what it's like, and maybe you can analyze it and absorb the energy of someone who is Pleiadian and Arcturian mix. I am Pleiadian, Arcturian, and a tall white, and she's Pleiadian and Arcturian, which, like I said, like, she's such a love bug, guys. And really, she came to Earth to love and be loved, and to entertain. And she's funny, and she is, I showed you the two circles of archangels. She is the granddaughter of this group. So her heavy influences are Raphael. So it's like it's like, so before she came here, it's like she decided, it's very hard to explain, but she's like part Raphael, part Metatron, and part Archangel Daniel, which is why she loved that name. She named her son Daniel and her daughter Danny Lynn. So it's so fascinating, guys, and it's complicated, but so she is an old soul, and she had been here many times, and this time she decided to add a new challenge. And this is like star seeds have done this before, have continued to do this, but it's actually a big time for star seeds to do this. And what one of her missions, besides being like beautiful, entertaining, loving, fashionable, her mission was to break the generational curse of that bloodline. And guys, I just want to say that she accomplished that goal. So let's just give it up for Anna. Yay, Anna. That's awesome. I'm really proud of you, and we're all really proud of you. It's amazing. And she's being shy, and she has her little dog, Sugar Pie, and she's just kind of like snuggling it and just being like, nah. Very humble. But she took on that challenge, and guys, it is a challenge in itself, but it is even more challenging because she's so sensitive, and you know, we'll get into how hard it was for her, but how she did it. Oh, and how she broke the generational curse. And so what is the generational curse? Well, in Anna's bloodline, her bloodline was a mix of starseeds and reptilians, which is fine, but a darkness entered her bloodline, and it has many names and different forms, but it was in the form of narcissism. So Anna Nicole's mother was a narcissist, and it's extremely hard. It was hard for Anna to come in with her ways, and she knew it was going to be a tough mission. It's a mission, and she knew she might not make it. And it's so interesting because I've been connected to three people who are Pleiadian and Arcturian, and one of them is going through what Anna went through. So let me have some tea. Hold on, I'm getting like very thirsty. Okay, so Anna's telling me that she's come through to other tarot readers, and she will continue to come through. So if you'd like to channel her, you know, please ask Archangel Eric Medhus and ask him to bring in Anna, or bring in, you know, whoever you'd like to talk to. But she really, she has talked to other people, and she wants to talk more. She has a lot of messages. She has a lot of wisdom, and it's just so hard for me to be so serious. Like we go back and forth because she had a serious mission, I have a serious mission, but you know, we both like to have fun and goof off, and she's saying yeah. And they're all telling me yeah, that's what you're doing now, and I'm like, oh, okay. So let me get into a little bit of your history, Anna. She was born, and I have a lot of notes, so I'm going to be looking down. She was born Vicki Lynn Hogan But before I launch into all of this, guys, you can see the video quality isn't like this awesome thing that you know, necessarily have to watch. You can, because sometimes people see things and stuff. But one thing that I like to do, and this is a recommendation, and I don't work for YouTube or anything like that, but I really like YouTube Premium, because you can watch everything without commercials. And if you're a YouTube addict like I am, like, you know, just admit it and just get the YouTube Premium. It's totally worth it. And then you can also, if you admit to yourself like, oh, I watch YouTube all the time, then you can actually get rid of other things that you pay for. But anyway, and I sound like a salesperson. I didn't mean to, but I'm just trying to help. So anyway, she was born Vicki Lynn Hogan, and she's singing, say my name, say my name. All of these energies are coming through. She's singing that. She's referencing like Kid Rock, and also who is with her is yeah, I think I told you, Judy Garland. Marilyn Monroe is now here. Her son Daniel is like making himself small and is like off to the distance. So they're all here. Okay, let me get back into this. Sorry, they're distracting. They like to sing and dance, and they all like to chime in and say things. So sorry, they're talking. Okay, they're singing stuff. So, okay. She came here to fight narcissism, and she's also part of the Galactic Federation. She came to protect women. So a big goal of the Galactic Federation is to fight narcissism, to fight dark reptilian energy, and also to fight human trafficking. So this is all very connected. Also to fight very dark things that have happened in the music industry and the entertainment industry, politics, things like that. So also, I forgot to let you guys know that just a little brief history of who the Galactics are. So when God created humanity on Earth, he met with the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Tall Whites, and the Reptilians to create humanity. So I will get into that at another time. But those are the 4 major influences on Earth and on the other side. But also, guys, they're saying from the other side, the time of Earth has been short, but for us it's been long. And they don't want you to worry so much about names. Now we're talking about names, of course this makes sense. But you know, like, you know, the Greeks had their gods, but it's all connected, guys. So like, I can give you an example. Like, I'm Uriel, Poseidon is Uriel, and many of us have come and we've been different spirits, different, angels and different humans. So, okay, let me move on from there. This is a very simple thing. So she was born Vicki Lynn Hogan, and then she changed her name to Anna Nicole Smith. And she wants to point out that many people in her life refuse to call her Anna even after she asked them. So guys, this is really important, and I had this happen to me this summer. Please make people call you what you want them to call you. And this isn't the whole pronoun thing, and I'm not discounting that, but your name. One of the first things that narcissists do, or toxic people, one of the things that they like to do is discount you, your person, your name. So this summer, I knew this woman, I met this woman, like a new friend in a circle, and suddenly she told me she couldn't say my name. My name is Tamara. She was calling me Tamara, and I said, oh, Tamara, and she's like, I can't say your name. And anyway, it's a bad sign. So just right off the bat, she wants to say that, guys. Miss Anna Nicole Smith was born November 28th, 1967. So her and I are around the same age. I'm like a little bit younger. She's she was born a Sagittarius, and that makes a lot of sense to me. And that's another thing too. Guys, do check out everything about yourself, because Spirit is reminding me, Anna is telling me that we're here for such a short period of time, and all of us, especially starseeds, starseeds have a mission. Reptilians have a life path. It's a little bit different, but it's important for all of us to, as much as we can, to do self-analysis, figure out who we are, what we're here to do. And so again, everything that you could have done, every modality, from astrology to palm reading, it's all valid, guys. It all helps you figure out who you are. All of this stuff, astrology, they're all messages from the other side. Just, they like talking to us, and that's another thing, guys. Pray to them, and just listen to, they want to talk. They are talking to us all the time through songs, literature, clouds, birds. So they want you guys to listen and use your intuition and listen to what they have to say. So as we go on, let's see. Oh yes, she, out of all these archangels, she is the granddaughter, and that's why she's so cute. And on the other side, they just adore her, and that's why she came, and that's why she was so sweet, and that's why people were so enamored with her. Her Myers-Briggs personality type, she is and was an ENFP, which is one of the more popular. Not like me, I'm an INFJ. But she's an ENFP, so that she was extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and used her perception, which is what made her also so innocent. That means she always was like listening and open to new information. She was autistic, guys, and I know that probably just sounds crazy, but I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. She was autistic and had ADHD, and this is why she struggled in school. Yes. So yeah, she's saying she dropped out of school. Yeah, it was like her sophomore year. Yeah, she dropped out of school, and there's a story behind that. I hate the story, it's awful, but she dropped out, and it wasn't just because of one thing. She had a hard time with the instructions, and that's the ADHD and the autism, guys. If you think about it, throughout her lifetime, one thing that she really wants you to understand about autistic people is autistic people listen to words, and I kind of hate saying this because I don't, in case someone toxic is watching, I don't want to give people ammunition. I know that sounds terrible. Archangel Michael is like, yes, protect our autistics. So yeah, Anna, Nicole, and I, and many people that I've read for, we are all connected, and we have a similar way of being, and so I fall under these categories too. But so what it is autistics listen to words because they have a hard time. If you think about, not all, but many autistics are starseeds, and starseeds, it's so hard to explain, but from what I've been told, reptilians really like to express with their, like, facial expressions with their mouths. Like happy is like, anyway. And autistic people like to express with their words. So I have a very hard time communicating with each other, but it makes autistic people very vulnerable, because autistic people also really have a hard time lying. So they assume that other people are telling the truth. So that's why Anna, how do I say, like, she basically was too trusting. She trusted some of the wrong people. She also forgave too much. So like a perfect example was, her mother, her narcissistic mother, sent her off to live with her aunt, and lied about her and said that she was like a bad teenager. I mean, she was really young when she got sent to live with her aunt. It was like a freshman year of high school, very young, and it had nothing to do with her being a bad teenager. It had to do with abuse from her stepdad, and neglect and abuse from her mom. So anyway, like, she really listened to the words and tried to figure out, like, when her mom sent her off and said, you know, she's being bad. Like, she tried to go through everything she had done, like, how was I bad? And so it's just a terrible combination. But anyway, moving on. Anna's father left, Donald Hogan left when she was a toddler, and she reunited with him. I'm going to find that video and put it in the comment section. And her father was a starseed, and her father was not only abused by her mother, but also lied about. So scapegoated, for many of you who understand this toxic dynamic. Her mom scapegoated her dad. He left, and then she started scapegoating Anna, and she remarried. She remarried a narcissist, and then, let me not get too ahead of myself. Then Anna went to live with her aunt, and Anna's aunt was very poor, and Anna, like many kids, but especially kids who are on the spectrum, she didn't realize, like, going to school, that like her living with her aunt and her being poor, that she would get bullied. Again, she thought maybe it was something that she was doing, but anyway, she had very low status by the time she had reached high school, for many reasons. She felt awkward. She was very tall, very thin. She overtowered the boys. She was a tomboy. None of these are issues if she had had, like, well, I mean, they're issues, but they wouldn't be such big issues if she had had, you know, like a loving upbringing, because everybody has stuff. But these were things that she focused on, like her what she saw as flaws, and she struggled with that. She was always trying to, like, work on that and not seeing other aspects, like bigger aspects of life, like that other kids would be paying attention to, like her wealth, her status, her family, her situation, her learning disabilities. Like, she just didn't get that that's the reason why she was, like, so picked on. And also in life, like, if you watch her, what made her show, like, so interesting was that she was so honest and fun and childlike. And before I go further, there's one horrible video that her friend, or frenemy, Howard K. Stern, filmed her with clown makeup on, like sounding kind of out of it. Now we're getting into a whole new area. Anna liked to party, but Anna wasn't like a hardcore substance user all the time. When she would go to award shows, or, you know, sometimes in her show she was partying, that, along with her southern accent, along with, she had a mouthpiece for her teeth, and so it just made her sound really out of it. And then she said sometimes, guys, she was really nervous. So when you mix, like, all of that together, sometimes she would sound way more out of it than she was. And then sometimes she did legitimately party. But I know I'm all over the place, but these ideas are coming, and we're talking. You know, she's not talking out loud, of course, but she's talking to me. So I just want to also talk about her teeth, guys. So she's saying, please beware of really bad dental work. It's dangerous, it's deadly, it's painful. And she's recommending, guys, if you have really bad dental work, sue. I know that sounds terrible, but it's a way to get your money back. And also, a lot of dentists aren't held accountable for their bad work. So also, I told her this before. She's been with me for about a year off and on, and she keeps putting herself on the back burner because I have so many people to read, and it's a whole thing, like they decide. So I told her she got her teeth done, and she looked amazing, but she went for like longer teeth, of course, opposite of what she had. But I told her, and I'm biased too. Like I said, she's the little grandbaby in the spiritual circle. I liked her little baby teeth that she had. I thought they were so cute, and a part of her. But anyway, moving on. She's just kind of like, let me have some more tea. I have so many notes, guys, so I'll get into those. Okay, so I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so her first husband was Billy Smith, and so, okay, so we'll get into the story of, I hate this story, but Anna Nicole, ooh, this is awful. She was in high school, and this is another encounter with a narcissist. She was in another encounter with a frenemy, which was a theme in her life, which is always a theme when it's almost like you are branded. Once you have like a narcissistic parent, it's like energetic branding. Narcissists are really attracted to scapegoats. Excuse me. And I do this all the time when I'm channeling. It's like this energy gets caught up in my throat, and I burp, excuse me. Sorry, I gotta calm down. So, yes, and dark reptilians are very attracted to star seeds because of the energy feeding off energy. So I think you guys get the picture. She had this frenemy who she thought had a crush on her, and he did have a crush on her, but there's this African-American guy in school, and she actually, yeah, she's saying like she liked him too. They were attracted to each other. So whenever they would talk in this one class, oh, this is just so, it's like such a setup, guys. I'm sorry. So this English class that she had, the teacher was a narcissist too, and purposely like shunned Anna because Anna needed more explanation. So this teacher would explain things one time and that's it, you know, her way or the highway. And so put it all together, it's this perfect storm. Anna struggled in that class. That boy was in that class, and it's really tough because young boys, he liked her, he was attracted to her, but also socially she wasn't popular. So, you know, that's a big frustration with him, because what do you do with that as a young man? So he teased her. So this English teacher, when someone would speak in class, they had to write these sentences saying, I will not talk in class. And I've never heard of that before, except for, that's like on The Simpsons. She's saying, yeah, I've never, I didn't experience that in school. But anyway, that's what they had to do. And so Anna got caught talking in class, and that boy called her out, said she's talking, she has to do 100 sentences. The kids made up the sentences. Like, oh, guys, how toxic is that for a teacher to let other children discipline other children? I'm sorry you went through that, Anna. And I want to put in a sidebar that Anna's mom was a sheriff, obviously in another county, but really had nothing to do with helping Anna or protecting her. So anyway, no one was helping Anna with these struggles. And so the next day, this guy talked in class. So Anna's like, you have to do 200 sentences. So the day after that, they went to shop, metal shop class together. And Anna is saying, like, she didn't realize that she did really well in that class, and that made the boys angry too. So here's this just perfect storm brewing, and she has no idea. She's thinking in her autistic mind, like, this guy's teasing me. Boys tease girls when they like them. And also, she also would feel, she was very intuitive, so she felt that connection, like, oh, we like each other. Let me have some tea. So anyway, she went to shop, and she's going to tease him back, and she just said, have you done your sentences? You're supposed to do 200 sentences. And she's trying to be all cute. And he just clocked her, like punched her really hard in the face. Now, guys, Anna had been abused before by her stepdad, by other people in her family. She had been physically abused. So this is a common thing. She got back up. And that's like a source of pride sometimes for some abused kids. Oh, I hope my channel doesn't get flagged. There's certain words they don't like, but anyway, I don't know how else to say it. But when people go through physical a sense of pride is like to like not cry or get back up. It's just something that like this group would understand, and scapegoats would understand, like not showing how upset you are. So she got up, and she's saying like it happened like 4 times until she couldn't get up anymore. And because of her low status, and she finally figured out that's what it was, they expelled her. And then she just never went back. She was angry, she was humiliated. And so this whole combination of abuse is what sometimes causes high school dropouts. And of course, at that time, and still now, like her mom took no responsibility for this happening to her, and no responsibility for her abuse. Very common at that time, and even now it's still happening. So She went to work, and she ended up working at a fried chicken place, and you know, that she thought that the cook was cute and he thought she was cute, so they started dating. She wasn't taught anything about relationships, so they just ran off and got married, and well, not really ran off because they stayed in their town, but they got married. And you have to understand, guys, that young kids that don't have love from their family, one of the first things they do is try to find a family. And that could be through gangs, through marriage, or all of the above. But she was looking for love and looking for a family. And I don't fault you for that, Anna. Like, everyone needs love. We all need love. So she was looking for love, and she thought she loved him, and they got together. And of course, guess what? He was abusive, physically, emotionally. She was the morning cook, he was the afternoon cook, and he told her she had to stay home alone when her shift was over. This is also a dynamic I want to bring up. He's reptilian, she's a starseed. He could see her physical beauty. But guys, there is something more that you have to understand. She had an inner beauty, and it not just a beauty, but a light. She had an inner light, and I don't want to say like reptilians don't have that, it's different. I'll get into that another time, but dark reptilians don't have that light. And everyone can see that light. She couldn't see it because of how she was raised, because she was autistic. She could not see that light. She had no idea why this kid would want her to stay home. So anyway, she's saying that she stopped taking her birth control pills so she could have a baby because she was so lonely, and she thought if she had a baby she wouldn't be lonely anymore. So that's when she had Daniel. So let's move on here. Let's see. Yeah, she's saying that her mom was a very masculine narcissist, and her mom was actually a lesbian. And this is not like an insult to anyone's preference, it's just that it was hidden. And it was even hidden from her mom. Her mom did the traditional thing. She got married. Her husband left because she was so abusive. And then she found her match, an energetic match, but she was never home because, you know, she wasn't in love with her husband. And, you know, she just had like Anna is saying that she was actually really good at her job. She was a sheriff. And now Anna's bringing me to this story where after Anna separated from Billy, she got into adult dancing, and that's like an autistic story in itself too, because she was very naive when it came to that too. She just saw, she saw a sign that says like, we need cocktail waitresses, and it was like a frou-frou place, and she's like, that looks fancy, I want to work there. And then they slowly showed her dancing, and it's just really funny, guys. She's showing me the energy. She's showing me dancing, and she's saying like that, like she would fall in love, so, like not really in love, but she would see this as like, this is like a man's dream, right? That he would go to like an exotic club, and you know, one of the women would actually like him, but she was like that, guys. She's a starseed, so it's like she connects like in just her level of starseed and what she was here, she came to earth to love. So she would connect to people's souls like while she was like, you know, exotic dancing. And she said, you know, she still felt like just a young girl, and she would be dancing and stuff, and she would have crushes on her clients, and she felt, to her it was like, oh, now Whitney Houston's here and they're talking about roller skating. So to her it was like roller skating, like having crushes, and she said she'd get sad, like she would dance for someone and feel like close to them, and then she wouldn't see them again, and it would be like a breakup. So it's just so funny. But her mom, the sheriff, it just makes me so mad. So Anna really liked exotic dancing. Was it good for her? I mean, is it good for anyone? She liked it. She liked the money that she made, and who can fault anyone for, you know, making money? I'm not advocating for or against this, but just saying how she felt. So her mom, you know, this one thing that she likes, her mom busts into this place that she's working at, and tells, I mean, how masculine is this? Tells them, oh, I'm gonna shut you down, this and da da da. Now, had this been like a really caring mother, it's kind of a nice story, like, oh, she was protecting her daughter. But she wasn't a caring mother. She was a terrible mother. And she got Anna fired. So Anna ended up working at another club, and let's see, yeah, but yeah, before I get into that story, if some of you don't know, who is Anna Nicole Smith, like what did she do? She was an American model, an actress, and a TV personality. Now I looked up her Wikipedia, and it's interesting, Anna, because she said, you know, and it was like, people said like, oh, you know, she didn't do that much acting, but she actually did. Like, it was like every year she was either working on a TV show or a movie. So you did. Sorry, I don't mean to point at you. And so, okay, so let's go back to, she went back to dancing, and that's where she met her husband. And it's really funny, now I can see why you guys connected. And she's saying this, it was J. Howard Marshall, and it's so fascinating, guys. So J. Howard Marshall, he's has Jewish ancestry, which a lot of starseeds bloodlines, not all, but trace back to the disciples. So very strong, often, not always, Jewish influence somewhere. But anyway, he was a really intelligent, well-educated businessman who got into oil, and very, very wealthy with all of his assets combined, was, they say, a billionaire. But so I want you guys to picture this Anna, who is a love bug for real, very loving. She saw him just sitting there alone, and he was down. He had lost his wife and his mistress, and that's a long story because his wife was had dementia. So, but anyway, all in all, he was a very loyal guy. But you know, Anna used her intuition. That was her strong suit. And she saw something in him, and this is before she even knew about him, and she just made a beeline to him and sat and talked with him, and they are soulmates. So J. Howard Marshall is Pleiadian, Arcturian, and a tall white. And so he had a very fatherly energy towards her. And actually, you know, I had recently met a woman who was Pleiadian and Arcturian, and her husband, who had passed, was all three, and it's just a very good combination. And they really, guys, they really did fall in love. Of course, it was like a huge public scandal, and everyone called her a gold digger. And so her place in, excuse me, I have a hard time breathing. Her place in the entertainment industry was of the scapegoat, a role that she had taken on in childhood. So she played that, and she said she kind of played it up like, oh, you haters. She was original, like, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Haters gonna hate. So she also wants to give a message. We'll get back into the other story, but she wants to give a message about she kind of came across as like being proud of her weight, which is like something that's really popular now. Sorry, let me just rest my eyes for a second, these glasses. It's something that's like popular now, but she's saying like she didn't really want to give that message, and she wants to tell you all, like, guys, don't shame people who are overweight, but also don't aspire to be overweight, or you know, if someone you love is overweight, give them a little bit of tough love. Like, don't tell them that it's good, because first of all, it's a lie. It's really not healthy. It's really not good for you. And it's like one of the leading causes of early death. So if, you know, she says, don't get it twisted. She said she wishes she was here for all this vernacular, like this. And she said, that's my word. It is. But like, she likes being silly. She likes playing with words. She's funny. And so, okay, you get the message. So let's go back to, she meets J. Howard Marshall. So many people with this similar names, Anna. J. Howard Marshall, and then Howard K. Stern. Anyway, so J. Howard Marshall, she meets him, somehow they're giving me the energy like of Charles Lindbergh. He had like Charles Lindbergh energy. So they're both so cute. And so you can look up J. Howard Marshall when he was younger. Ooh, he was cute. Anna, yeah. She's making me hot. Yeah. So anyway, she met him. They dated for 2 years. He kept asking her to marry him, but she wanted to make it on her own. Now, guys, remember, she had been through a lot. She wanted to be proud of herself. She's a Sagittarius, you know, in addition to her soul and all of that. These things matter too. She wanted him to be proud of her and her to be proud of herself and her children. But anyway, they ended up marrying. And so also she wants to say, like, it's not black and white, like what I'm saying. Like, she loved the fact that he took care of her and he took care of her son. And that is a form of love. And I know that with the women's movement, yeah, with the, and she's saying this too. Well, not two, but it's like we're combining energies. So these are her messages. I'm sort of the interpreter, and Eric. But with the women's movement, you know, it's really frowned upon to have like a man take care of you, and we're talking about in heterosexual relationships, or masculine. We can say masculine, feminine. You know, it's bad for the masculine energy to take care of you, but you know, she's saying not necessarily or no, and I'm agreeing. They're all agreeing that, you know, it's actually attractive for both people, especially if you do feel like you are traditionally masculine, traditionally feminine. It worked for them, and it works for many. So just keep that in mind. And a lot of people hormonally, and Spirit has told me a little bit about this, are getting sick because some masculine energies that are meant to be masculine are being forced to be more feminine. It actually hormonally can make you sick, and women too. So we'll just put that out there. So Anna, you were not wrong. She was very happy. She was very, very happy with him. Unfortunately, he was a soulmate. They were put in each other's lives to help each other, which they did. But you know, her twin flame, who she did end up meeting, Larry Burkhead is her twin flame. So those were fated meetings. So she was supposed to be with J. Howard Marshall. They were soulmates, and then he passed, and she was in his will, but his stepson changed his will. So she was supposed to get half of his fortune, and you know, his other family members to get the other half, but his stepson changed the will. So again, Anna was she was scapegoated. She was criticized heavily by his family, by the press, and her money was taken from her. They went round and round in the courts, and she ended up not getting any of it in the end. So that happened. But what the good thing that happened was, while she was with him, she was finally able to not work so hard at jobs that she wasn't meant to do, and she was able to her first thing she's saying was to she had the time and energy to audition for Playboy, and she made it through, which is a big accomplishment, guys, because you know, there are, and this is where the starseed comes in, and her particular brand of light and starseed. Like, they're very beautiful women, and she wasn't perfect. She was very tall, and sorry, Anna, you're perfect. You're perfect to me. But you know, like, as far as their standards, but she had that light, guys, and she lit up when the camera came on, and that's star quality. And what that means is she had a big aura. This is really important. And you know, she just wishes she had known more about this and what it was that made people love and hate her and envy her. It wasn't like hate, you know, it's just people. It wasn't just the way she looks. There's beautiful people everywhere, but it was the energy. And now Marilyn is saying yes, and Judy Garland. Okay, Anna is saying, guys, one of the most dangerous things in the world is to be beautiful without protection. To be a beautiful woman without protection is one of the most dangerous things in the world. Now add to it that she was a starseed, that she had star quality, and you can see the many people that I channel. So we're all connected. There's a reason so far, and this won't be all of them in the future, but up until now, there is this connection, and there is this, they're giving me this message of this, basically it's spiritual warfare, and people talk about this like empaths, star seeds, chosen ones. What does that mean? It doesn't mean like we're superior, you know. What it means is like star seeds have missions, and reptilians have paths. So and let me tell you guys, as much as people get jealous of the starseeds I have here tonight, Anna Nicole Smith, Marilyn Monroe, and people like that, sorry, they're talking. Starseeds get jealous of reptilians too, because reptilians, there's so many starseeds out there trying to act like reptilians to fit in, and there's so many reptilians trying to act like starseeds, like trying to do what starseeds do. And one of the reasons I'm here, and it's not just to protect starseeds, it's to protect everybody. And you know, spirit is showing me, if people just did what they were best at, and that's me, Archangel Uriel. Like, that's the message, is like, if you did what you are here to do, like, things would just be so much smoother. Not perfect, there's always challenges, but smoother, and just, it would work. You know, but especially over the years, like, oh, and with the internet, I mean, there's been good and there's been bad. Like, you know, like me, like, I'm able to do this without being told what to do by a reptilian. You know, it's complicated, but yeah, many people were jealous of her. But where were we? So now we're up to, okay, so J. Howard Marshall passed away, and Anna went into a deep depression, guys, couple years. And let me tell you this, Anna was loving, you know, but she actually wasn't easy. And I know this sounds crazy. She was an exotic dancer, but in her personal life, she wasn't easy. She wasn't, and this is also, I'm not insulting people who just want to do, you know, what they want to do, but just in her case, she wasn't, and she actually wasn't physically with someone for 2 years. She couldn't do it. She was grieving the loss of her soulmate, J. Howard Marshall. So now we're moving on, and she needs to fight for this will. So now she meets Howard K. Stern, not to be confused with Howard Stern, the radio host, who we'll also talk about because she was on his show a few times. So anyway, she meets Howard K. Stern, and they're both Sagittariuses, and they both, you know, they get along. Oh, she wants me to mention right now, this is the ADHD thing. She wants me to mention that, you know, I don't know, did I mention this already? She reconnected with her dad, her real dad. And I'm going to try to find that video and put it in the comment section. And yeah, she said he's lovely. Anyway, moving on. She meets Howard K. Stern, and they're just friends. And I just want to tell you a little bit about him. She's telling me that he is not even straight. So, again, this is not a judgment, but let's make parallels to her mom. So she meets Howard K. Stern, who becomes like her frenemy. He is closeted, and so is her mom. He is, we've talked about this. He's a covert narcissist, okay? And she said he's actually a special type called a cerebral covert narcissist. So you guys can look that up. But basically, like, he thinks just, you know, having facts and figures and being smart and stuff is where it's at. It is above, like, love, romance, connection, all of that stuff. So she's saying he's a user, and we'll get more into that. So she meets him, and she feels like he's protective, but it's like fake protective, like her mom. Like her mom protecting her from, you know, making a living. So I just want to look at my other notes before we get too, my back hurts. Before we get too, like, far ahead. So, okay. And she said it was fun when she was voluptuous. Okay. Okay. She wants to talk a little bit about her baby voice. That was just like, it wasn't like a personality disorder where she would, I mean, she said like she did sort of disassociate a little bit, but it was just like really a part of her. Like she liked that, like, think guys, in this circle, she's the little grandbaby. So she liked that, it suited her and it was cute. And she did that on her show, and she did that when she would talk to her son. So what is her show? Guys, she eventually had her own show called the Nicole Smith Show, and I'll leave links to that. But she, and trust me, if you guys start to go down this rabbit hole, you'll love her. So that's how she talked to her son, and everyone was convinced that she had lost her marbles when Howard K. Stern filmed her. Like, she was hanging out with this child in the Bahamas, and she put clown makeup on, and she said she was like just totally joking around in her baby voice, and she just, when Howard filmed her, she just again, this is her autism and her getting into character, her, you know, ADHD, just going for it. Like, she created this character with a baby voice, and she just really went deep with it. And that's part of her being a comedian. And so, guys, so throughout the years, so many comedians are accused of being mentally ill because, like, they do things like this. Like, she's an entertainer, and of course, you know, Howard K. Stern filmed her, a creep, the frenemy, but he doesn't explain, like, oh, Anna is in character and she uses this baby voice. No. He says, like, Anna's losing it. But that was for his own machinations. That's my word. But that was, yeah, that, she said, she's like, she uses big words too. I know, that's just a favorite of mine. I know, yeah. So let me for the record, guys, on Earth and on the other side, Anna Nicole Smith is a very advanced being and very intelligent. Yeah, it wasn't, she didn't lead with her intelligence. She wasn't like, you know, I know this, I know that, I'm a nerd. Like, that wasn't her thing. She, you know, she led with her heart. And Princess Diana's here. She led with her heart, and it doesn't mean that she wasn't intelligent, guys. Look to where she got. She and that's not like the best way to put it, because that's more of like a savvy, but she really was intelligent, and she was always thinking about ways to improve herself, improve her life, improve the life of her child. So and there are she's saying, like, guys, being feminine is not weak. It's not a lack of intelligence. And she's showing me like this Venn diagram where there's, so think of two circles, of a masculine circle and a feminine circle, right? And in the center, there are feminine energies that are actually masculine, you know, like her mom. And then there are masculine energies that are actually feminine, like Howard K. Stern. So she's saying, like, those small groups at some point wanted to, fight for their rights to be that way, and that's fine. But the women's movement came out of that and was highly exaggerated. Now, don't freak out, okay? What she's saying, and Spirit has told me this before, is like equal rights means that masculine and feminine energies are both equally respected. And that's not what has happened. And actually, a big thing of the women's movement now is the way that people are behaving is like, they're basically saying, we're fighting for women's equality, but we're going to like fight to act like a man. So that's the antithesis of being proud of being a woman. And you can say, well, some women are masculine, and that is true. And there should be like space for that. But if you look at all of it, like right now, and this was starting to happen when she was here, people are really criticizing femininity, like true femininity. She was criticized for being feminine. She was criticized for her feminine appearance, for her voice, for not being like wearing everything, all of her intelligence on her sleeve. So I think you guys get the picture. So oh yeah, I wrote down here, her family came to see her when she was doing really well, and she gave them gifts and everything, and she just said they were rude and they left early. So this is the thing with the scapegoat in the family. It doesn't matter what you're like, your family will criticize it. So she's saying, like, when she wasn't doing well, they called her a loser, and when she did do well, they called her a snob. And she wants you to really be careful of hearsay, because her mom was intelligent, and her mom like picked and chose like these little blips of things, Anna would say, cobbled them together to make like a story. So first of all, her mother covered up, like went out and covered up on TV shows and to the press, covered up the fact that, she sent Anna away, and she made it seem like Anna was a difficult child. And she actually said that Anna lied about being poor, which is not true. Anna was sent to live with her poor aunt. So be careful. Narcissists speak, first of all, in generalities, and secondly, they just take very partial truths. So when Anna started to do well, they would just pick these little things, like, her mom was like, those shoes are beautiful. How much are they? And she said $5,000. And then, that was something she would talk about a lot in the press. And then Anna didn't want to hurt her mother's feelings. Her mom confronted her and said, why did you say we were poor? And Anna didn't want to get into it. And she just said, oh, you embellish. And so anyway, it's so interesting that Anna, who was brutally honest, and her mom, who was a liar, a lot of people think that it's the opposite, that Anna was the liar. But anyway, she was actually a very good actress. So you can see that she did a video in her show where she was, with an acting coach. And she's telling me, guys, if you are interested in acting and you ever move to LA, if you watch her show, the Anna Nicole Smith show, and you watch the episode with the acting teacher, that he is an amazing acting teacher. There's a lot of, she's saying there's a lot of bad, yeah, she's just saying you got to be careful with teachers and schools and stuff like that. I know. I experienced this. But anyway, she's saying that teacher, I don't have his name right off the top, but she's saying that look him up because she wants you to watch that episode. So look up that teacher. Okay, so now where are we at? She meets Howard K. Stern. They're friends. She does the Guess ad. You guys can look that up. It's beautiful. And then she does an H&M ad, and this is really funny. It actually caused traffic accidents in Sweden. And then there was a whole scandal and a lot of hate on that, even though they had been doing underwear advertisements for years. And this is another thing too. She's saying that when women are voluptuous, well-rounded, top-heavy, she's saying that like people assign, like people are offended by it. Like no matter what you wear, they think that you're being like, you know, slutty. I don't know if I can use that word. Yeah, they think that you're being like slutty and whorish, and she said it's just not fair. She said that they had been advertising underwear for a long time in that intersection, and just because she was voluptuous, people were trashing her. But she's also laughing too, because even with all of her issues with autism and ADHD, like she still understood that, like how ridiculous that was. So let me see. I don't want to miss any details. Yeah, so she then, she ended up not getting any money from that will, and then she needed to make money, so that's why she did the Anna Nicole Smith show. And Anna, I have to tell you, like, I'm kind of, you know, I'm sad you didn't get the money, but I'm glad you made that show. It's really, really funny. And so she did that show with Howard K. Stern, her frenemy. And then let's see, as time went on, let's cut to, okay, there was a lot of friction between her and Howard, and for her, she didn't really understand. Like, he would act like he was her friend. He sort of, my back is so sore. He sort of pretended to be like the whipping boy in her show. It became a thing. But in all honesty, like, he was very like passive aggressive towards her, and she wants you to watch her show and watch the Christmas episode where he purposely burns the turkey, and she said that's what he was like. He would pretend he was being like her whipping boy and you know, doing everything for her, but he was always like poking at her to get her upset. So as time went on, that grew. And then also she took medication for migraines, and like many celebrities, because of their crazy schedule, she took sleeping medication, and also she had hypothyroidism. So that makes you very sluggish. So she took medication. She was trying to, and she liked to party. So that was like when she would have fun. And also, with the hypothyroidism, like when she would go out and have drinks and stuff, that's one of the only times she felt good, because she was like getting sugar from the alcohol, and being able to have fun. And she wasn't having so much fun with Howard at home. So there was that. She wants to talk a little bit about going on the Howard Stern show. She said for the most part, she knew her role and they all played it up, but sometimes Howard was like kind of a judgmental jerk towards her. And she also understands it was part of the time. She also thinks Robin was kind of a jerk, like especially with the weight thing. She kind of didn't get it because Robin is overweight, and Anna being like Sagittarius and being autistic, like is very into things being fair, and she held her tongue. She wanted to call out to his co-host Robin, because they were making fun of Anna's weight, and they actually forced her to get on a scale. They tricked her, and she wanted to just call out. She never got a chance to say, like, you know, Robin was just as overweight, if not more. So anyway, and also very voluptuous. But Anna, being actually the classy one in the room, didn't bring that up. So we'll check that box off. So let's go back to Howard K. Stern. As time went on, their relationship got more strained, and this is going to be hard for me to say, guys, but he was her son wasn't feeling well, and Anna was in the last stages of pregnancy, and Howard gave him stuff, and that's what made him pass. And Howard had gone behind her back a few times. He was like very sneaky, and he had gone behind her back with the will, and he had gone behind her back and given Daniel some stuff. And Daniel was so clean, and to take this stuff really basically did him in, which then did Anna in. But Howard was addicted to Anna's pain, and that's why he did things like that, why he did things like burning the turkey. His narcissism, he's addicted to narcissistic supply, and his supply is like he can't feel. And he's incredibly jealous of Anna because of her light. So this is the theme replaying itself over and over and over. And he sabotaged her, and he knew how much her son meant. He sabotaged her with that. And then of course her mother, after her son had passed at the hands of Howard, her son had passed her mom comes out of the blue pretending she's going to care for Anna, and just blasts her and says she's a bad mother, when everybody knew Anna was a good mother. She just said, yeah, and she just turned herself into the Wicked Witch. Oh yeah, and Dorothy's here. So can you see the theme? So yes, Judy Garland. Yes, I'm sorry, just calling you Dorothy. So Judy Garland wants to come and talk to me. We'll do a video, but she experienced, along with Marilyn, like some of these same things, these dynamics, and that's why they want me to talk to you all, to be aware of these. And so please, guys, look up narcissism, covert narcissism, cerebral narcissism. And I'll continue to further explain more about reptilians, dark reptilians. But so Howard K. Stern is obviously a dark reptilian, along with her mom. Her stepfather was dark reptilian. Her father was tall white and Pleiadian, Arcturian, and Daniel was Pleiadian and Arcturian. Larry Burkhead is Pleiadian, Arcturian. Danny Lynn is Pleiadian, Arcturian, and tall white. So just to make you all aware of these, and I'm putting different people on my community tab and what their galactic influences are, and I'm also doing that on Instagram under Tamra, the Judeo-Christian medium, if you want to check that out. But anyway, so moving on, Howard K. Stern, and so now she loses Daniel, and Daniel meant everything to her, and she's just flooded with emotion because she just had a child, and so she goes into a depression. She's not feeling well, but she was fed more than she needed, and it was by the hands of Howard K. Stern. So I'm just putting that out there. He is responsible, and that's what she passed from. Yes, she did take some of these medications, but some of them weren't even prescribed to her. And yes, he did talk her into getting married. They did not have an intimate relationship. Howard, she's saying, and this is all coming from Anna, guys, so this is mediumship. Take it with a grain of salt. You can't see her. I'm just telling you what I hear. And she's saying that he was not straight. They didn't have a intimate relationship. They were becoming frenemies, but she didn't really know that, and he talked her into, remember, he was her lawyer and her advisor, and he just talked her into getting married, which thankfully they didn't legally get married because it was in another country, but Bahamas. So she's saying, guys, please be aware of these types, especially if you are a starseed, if you have a learning disability, if you have autism, if you're an empath, if you're sensitive, if you're a helper, anything like that, beware of all these vampiric energies taking advantage of you, feeding off of your light, off of your energy. And also don't try to be cool and yeah, she's saying don't try to be cool. It's like not cool like I wear sunglasses, hip cool, like cool like you know, there's this way of being that a lot of reptilians naturally are, which is cool, which is like not being, not feeling, not being emotional, not being vulnerable. Where starseeds get into trouble is that they try to act like that, and it's really not good. There is a spiritual warfare going on, and we have enough darkness without starseeds pretending to be dark in order to fit in, and or pretending to not be she's saying like she understands you don't want to be always like an open book, and you need to protect yourself. And Archangel Michael is like, yes, but let's not give them the wrong idea. It's very complicated. You do want to protect yourself. This is Earth. We're not living in heaven. We're not living on the other side. We have to protect ourselves, but not to the extent where you pretend to be something you're not and you're adding to the drama. And also even confusing reptilians, like, you know, in a relationship, a reptilian's not going to long-term be happy with a starseed, even if the starseed is, you know, supporting them and taking care of everything. So, you know, reptilian would do best with another reptilian, especially like just a regular reptilian. You know, they just have common goals. So, yeah, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Do you guys want to tell me anything else? I look through my notes. And she didn't do any substances during the pregnancy, and she really was trying to, especially she had a plan to really like get in shape and stuff after Danny Lynn. Yeah, she said she had medical malpractice at sometimes. Well, this is especially before she had a lot of status. She had a lot of medical malpractice, bad dentistry. Okay, she also is saying when she was a child, like she was starved. Her mother didn't buy enough food, and they would starve her as a punishment. And then her aunt couldn't afford a lot of food, and so that's why when she had the opportunity, she also ate a lot too. Actually, she's saying though, you know, for typical standards, she actually didn't eat, like she didn't eat the right foods, but she didn't like always overindulge. She did have hypothyroidism too, and she's also saying that she didn't get enough sun. You know, my guides talk about that, and exercise. So, okay, so some of her other messages, okay, she wants to share this secret from the other side. Okay, guys, she's saying there's been like this raggedy hairstyle that's like the hairdressers like just cut your hair straight across, and then they cut into it, and it's like long, short, like it's like a a jaggedy shag. And she's saying that this is a common thing, and it's a jealousy. She's saying that there are actually two, and this is something to watch out for. And please, guys, please understand that this isn't anti, because okay, Nicole was an icon, like Madonna. I mean, oh, we have Madonna. You know, she hasn't passed. Madonna isn't here, but they're like, yes, like Madonna, like Judy Garland, who is here, Marilyn Monroe. They were icons for non-binary men. I think that's how you say it. So they loved their fans. Anna's like, I love my fans and I love the camera, but Anna would like you to know there is sometimes a jealousy in the industry and in real life of non-binary men and women being jealous of hetero. And as much, like, everyone needs love and support. So it's just something to watch out for. And there is a trend of, or even straight, like, people also, but that's okay to talk about. But she's saying this hidden thing that you can't talk about, she wants to bring to light, that there are some non-binary, like, hairdressers that are, and she's showing me this haircut, that are making women look terrible and making women look like men. And she's actually saying there were two guys who are hairdressers, and they decided to come up with a joke and came up with this haircut, like the lob or something, the really shaggy, shredded one. They said that they were going to do an experiment to see if they could give women homeless looks and make it into a thing, and it actually worked. So take with that what you will. That's really crazy. But she's talking about fashion, and even though I'm wearing a t-shirt, I don't always wear t-shirts, and I have nothing against t-shirts, guys. But she's saying, like, there's a danger right now. There's a danger of everybody looking the same, and people completely losing their identity, wearing, like, what is it called? Athleisure. She's saying, like, sweatpants. And she's making fun of me. Because, like, I have this, like, nerdy, serious side. And she's, like, saying, like, I'm taking her words and making them, like, more calm. I'm sorry. I'm here and I'm, like, have to be politically correct. And she's like, no, don't. But so she wants you to think of this, like, with fashion, like, you know, it's been tied into being a good person, like not dressing up. And she wants you to think about, like, imagine if you look back on your life and every occasion, like, you are wearing, like, gray and black and sweatpants, and, you know, you're at church and you're in sweatpants, it's your grandma's funeral and you're in, like, something just cheap, and she's saying many people are feeling like that you know, like she understands there was a time of like, you know, fast fashion, and she's just saying there should be a balance of like you can buy nice well-made clothes that, you know, you don't throw away every season if you feel like, you know, that you don't want to be wasteful. But she's just saying beware. So many people are never having special occasions and wearing t-shirts, sweatshirts, things like that to every occasion, and that there is a sense of it can lead to depression, and people might not know why. If nothing is special, nothing is sacred, and you're always wearing like dark colors and cheap clothes, and she's just saying, just beware that there's a movement of cheap clothes, cheap food, cheap housing that that many people, in order to feel like they're not greedy and selfish and money hungry, that you end up like just looking bad all the time, and that's not the answer. And also imagine if these women didn't wear their clothes and makeup that highlighted who they are. You know, they wouldn't really exist if they just were frumpy. So yeah, they've, you know, my spiritual team and them, because I've channeled Marilyn and I've been with Anna for like a year, you know, they really have shown me like clothes that I used to like. And so I know I'm wearing this today for Archangel Michael and to highlight the Galactic Federation, but you know, I've bought some like really nice clothes in the styles that I've always loved, and I really love like the Kennedy era, and I've gone back to wearing some clothes that I really liked when I was younger, like Ralph Lauren. I'm just gonna name drop because they are star seeds and Spirit loves like Ralph Lauren, and Brooks Brothers. You know, my spiritual team loves those clothes and that era, and they like Tiffany's and some like Coach, things like that, and some good old-fashioned well-made shoes, and I have fashion people and dressmakers and shoe store owners and things like that in my lineage, and they've really brought me back to the things that I love, well-crafted things. So people have asked me about this. I've brought this up before, and I'll get more into this and why I even bring it up, because it does go against a lot of people's spiritual practices, and I understand that, and my team appreciates that, but they want you to know many starseeds, such as Ralph Lauren, come here, such as the owners of Brooks Brothers and the owners of other clothing, like well-made clothes. They come here to do this. They come here to collaborate, to make nice clothes for people. So it's a balance, guys. we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We don't want to turn our back on excellence and not let people, and not appreciate and celebrate people who make really good quality things for us. And we're worth it. And isn't that like a campaign? I'm worth it. But you know, it's a balance, guys, and I'll talk more about that at another time. And I know that, you know, I say triggering things, and I've said a few things here, but please know that it's not about black and white, and I mean, it's not black and white, and it's not about triggering people. And hopefully you'll understand my true intentions. Anyway, it's time to go. I'm looking, it's like 2 hours. I knew this would be long, but I'd say the more the better. If you're into this stuff and you're into messages from star seeds, and who knows, I might even have reptilians on my show too, because I'm sure they have a lot to teach us. And you know, up until this point, I've been told who to bring, talk to. So there's been a reason for that. And, but for now, this is enough. I will be on soon, and at some point I'm going to come back and do like lives. But just give me time, guys, because this took a lot, and I have a lot going on. Anyway, guys, love from the other side. Please, if you can, this is a lot of work for them. Please thank them. Please go down the Nicole Smith rabbit hole. She's a really fun character, and it'll bring you back to a time. No time was perfect, but this is just at least like bring you back to a time where some of the issues we're having now didn't have then, and maybe it can kind of like lighten your mood. And I know it did for me. Thank you, Anna. And I'm gonna thank my spiritual team, and thank you guys. And they're sending love. Please send them love back. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. And she's blowing kisses. And she says, get a dog. Get a dog, guys. Especially if you're a starseed. Take care of our animals. All right. Bye, guys.